Hello everyone, it's Ashley here. I am back to share a new layout. Today I am sharing cut file 25 for Paige Evans' 25 days of Christmas cut files. So because that is day 25, this is on Christmas, so Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you are enjoying your day. So for this cut file, I'm obviously backing it, and then I will be using it to lay on top of a envelope that will house our Christmas card from last Christmas. So for most of the papers to back the cut file, I actually used a lot of scraps that I had in my stash. You kind of saw in the beginning of the video, I had this little bin with file folders, and that is how I store my scraps. If you want to see more of that, I have it actually in my scrapbooking or my craft room tour. You can kind of see a closer up view of that. So anyways, this is the Santa sleigh all backed, and now I'm going to work on the envelope. So I cut the envelope with the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board, and I think I cut it at the biggest size that it will allow because I want room to obviously put in our Christmas card, but I also want to tuck some embellishments in as well. This is actually a scrap lift of myself. I did this for one of our Christmas cards a couple of years ago, and so I really liked it and I wanted to do it again. So if you saw there, I had a pencil. I was just kind of marking where I did not need to stitch, kind of where the cut file was going to cover. I was using this pink over in the corner right there, and I didn't have a lot of it, and I didn't want to run out and then not have my envelope completed and have to wait until I got to the craft store to buy more. So I just tried to be really careful about where I was stitching so that it didn't, so I didn't run out of it. So what you see me doing here is I traced my card so that I kind of knew where I wanted the card to sit inside the envelope. And then I am running some foam adhesive along the outside of those lines so that it has a place to rest, that my card has a place to rest. And this is kind of how I did it the first time when I made this style layout. So that's where I got the idea and it worked, so I did it again. So I just have to make sure that wherever that foam adhesive is, that it doesn't show outside the envelope. So that's why I was opening and closing it, just to make sure everything was good and nothing was showing on the outside. And then I'm using some two-sided tape here to adhere the envelope together. And then I need to remember to take off the foam adhesive of the backing of the foam adhesive before I close this, and I almost forgot. So I'll do that, and then I can close the envelope up, and you can kind of see the stitching there. I debated on what color to use for the stitching, but I went with the pink because of the inside of this envelope. I wanted to bring that color to the outside. So accidentally stuck the envelope where I didn't want it, so I had to peel it off and of course store the white background, but it doesn't matter because it's gonna get, it got covered up. Just adding some foam adhesive on the one side of my cut file because that side is gonna be hanging off the envelope, and even though I didn't use foam adhesive, there obviously is foam adhesive inside the envelope, and that envelope is also a little bit bulky because it's folded paper. So I needed to use some foam adhesive to make it somewhat level, if that makes sense. So it's just going to sit here on the edge of the envelope. I tried not to cover up too much of the envelope because I love the pattern papers, or the pattern paper that I used. I didn't want to hide too much of that. And I also needed a place for my title, which was, I planned on having on the bottom of the envelope. I'm just pulling out some pieces that I feel like might work inside this envelope. I didn't have a plan as far as what I wanted to use, but I didn't want to take up too much room because my photo needs some room to slide in and out easily without getting snagged on anything. So that's kind of where I was going there. So I'm just kind of going back and forth between some things. I'm trying to not use the same colored items. So like that snow globe and the snowman, they both have a lot of white and blue, and I didn't want to use both of them together. So I think I end up settling with, I know I used the red house and that snowman, and then there is something else that I use that you'll see here in a little bit. And then I also really want to use that reindeer, and I'll find a spot for that as well. So for my title, I'm going to use both sets of thickers that come with the Sugar Plum collection. I did forget to mention that is the collection I'm using, Paige's brand new collection. And you saw me there just adhering the backs of the clear sheet that the letters come on to that white sheet. I do that with all of my letter stickers that come like this because I like to cut the side of the outer piece, the packaging that they come in, and this allows me to pull it all out in one piece and not have them coming out in 3 separate pieces. I hope that makes sense to you. So that's just what I'm doing here. So I'm just adding the adhesive and sticking it back onto that white paper. So my title will be Special Delivery. I just thought that was fitting for it is our Christmas card and Santa is delivering it. And I love these red shiny thickers. I just think they're so pretty. Okay, so still trying to figure out what I'm going to put there as far as what pieces I want to use. I found a spot for that reindeer to live next to the title, and I decided I needed something for the white background. It was just so plain, and using these white glittery snowflakes just seemed to make sense. I didn't want to add a whole lot of color because there's so much color going on between the envelope, the Santa and the sleigh, and the title. And these snowflakes are just beautiful. They are so pretty. The glitter does not come off. It does not make a big mess on your table or your fingers. And I just could not wait to use them. And I just felt like this was the perfect layout to use a few of them on. So I'm going to have one kind of tucked under the envelope, one off to the left of the envelope, and then I'm going to layer one slightly on top of the envelope. Okay. Now that I kind of got some decisions made, I am going to just adhere down this reindeer. I want it somewhat popped up since it's going to live right next to the title and the title is popped up. Okay, next I am going to add some of these enamel dots, and these also come with the collection, so obviously the colors are perfect to match the embellishments and pattern papers. And that concludes the layout. Here are some close-ups and the full layout. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you are able to purchase these Christmas cut files. There's also some stitching Christmas cut files, and Paige is also gifting 25 free cut files, which I just think is so generous. So I hope you have a Merry Christmas and enjoy your time with your family. and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.